good, y'all? Fisk Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. If you have not already liked this video, please do so now. Subscribe to my channel while you at it. Let's get to it. I don't care what anybody says. This tarnishes Brady's legacy. You can't be the GOAT if you lose this many times in the Super Bowl. Everybody says that Magic and Kobe and LeBron, that they can't be the GOAT towards Jordan because Jordan never lost in the finals. What does it say? Jordan is 6 for 6 and LeBron is 3 and 5 and Kobe is 5 and 2. And oh, you know who else was 5 and 2? Tom Brady. Now he's 5 and 3. Wasn't Magic 5 and 4 in the NBA finals? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. He can't be the GOAT if he can be touched, if he can be beat. If we can see him on the loser side of the football, how can he be the greatest? Didn't Joe Montana go 4 for 4 with mad blowouts in Super Bowls? Everything Tom Brady's done has been by the skin of his damn teeth. He never, ever, ever, ever goes out there and has a dominated performance in the Super Bowl. And that goes on Bill Belichick too. It's him and Belichick. They never go out there and impose their will and look like the better team in the Super Bowl. In fact, the only time they've really blown out teams is in that sorry division they got in the AFC East. They're always making these fluke comebacks in the playoff games when they play bigger competition. And then when they go in the Super Bowl, it always comes down to Tom Brady making some BS comeback allowed by the greatness of Bill Belichick's defenses. I've been telling y'all this for a year now. I've had this channel for a year. What separates Tom Brady from Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees and Brett Favre and some of these other great quarterbacks and Peyton Manning is the defense, is Bill Belichick. Because without that, he's nothing. He's nothing. You know what he did? You know what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl versus the Eagles? He had an Aaron Rodgers game. He had a Drew Brees game. What I mean by that is he went out there and straight balled. He hit wide open receivers. He threw for 500 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns. He did everything he possibly could to win that game. But his defense didn't show up. How many times has Aaron Rodgers lost in the playoffs like that, whether it be the Colin Kaepernick, whether it be the Arizona, Atlanta last year in the NFC title game? That's what it feels like to be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. That's what it feels like to be Drew Brees, who throws for 5,000 yards a season but can never get into the playoffs because his defense is always dead last in the NFL. That's why I give Bill Belichick most of the credit for these fucking wins, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how great your quarterback is. If your defense doesn't get stops, you're not going nowhere. What happened to Ben Roethlisberger versus Jacksonville? He threw for fucking 500 yards, but his defense couldn't get Blake Bortles off the field. So you see the pattern here. It does not matter how great your quarterback plays if the defense does not get stops. Oh, and by the way, who missed field goals and PATs? Steven Gostkowski. I bet you they wish they could have had those 4 or 5 points back. Then all he needed is a field goal to win the game instead of a touchdown. You see what I'm talking about? There's 3 phases to football, and this is why you cannot compare Tom Brady to Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan plays offense and defense. All Tom Brady does is play offense. He doesn't kick the PATs in the field goal. He's not catching the snap, the new Tony Romo bobbling the snap and shit. He's not doing that. He's not sacking quarterbacks and getting interceptions. He's not. He throws the ball. And obviously he can't catch. How can you be the greatest athlete in football history if you can't catch? How can you be a better player than freaking Deion Sanders and Jim Brown and Lawrence Taylor and all these other guys if you can't even catch? All you can do is freaking throw the ball. This Super Bowl, him losing to a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl the day he wins MVP should end his GOAT conversation. So now when I go out there and say Aaron Rodgers is better and Peyton Manning is better and Drew Brees is just as damn good, if not better than Tom Brady, you can't refute me on that. Because everybody wants to throw out 5 Super Bowls. Well, I got news for you. He cheated for 3. and they were caught cheating. That's why they got fined, and that's why they were docked draft picks. That shit just didn't happen for no reason. They were caught cheating. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The whole franchise is straight fugazi, y'all. Real talk. They fugazi. They shouldn't be Seattle. All they have to do is get aboard a beast mode on the one. And last year, had Atlanta just ran the ball the way the Eagles did, they wouldn't have that ring last year either. And we all know what my Giants did to him twice. Ain't even know what if, ands, and maybes about that game because Eli got the ball last and put in work. How often do we see Aaron Rodgers throw Hail Marys and bullshit to win games? All the damn time. Why Tom Brady didn't do that? He's supposed to be the GOAT. Hey, you know what? I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. The man's overrated. They got cocky. They got big headed. And that's what they get. They lost. He lost to Eli Manning twice and a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl. And he's supposed to be the GOAT. He choked twice. He choked twice in 2 minutes. And he's supposed to be the GOAT. The man fumbled the ball, then got the ball back with a minute and change to go and still couldn't score. He choked twice. Twice. Not once, but twice in 2 minutes. And he's the GOAT. Had Peyton Manning or Tony Romo, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, had any other quarterback done that shit, they'd be the GOAT of the damn town. But no, not Tom Brady. I steady trying to make excuses. Patriot fans in my comment section like, oh, well, defense didn't play good. Tom Brady threw for 500 yards. It's not his fault. Y'all don't say that shit when Aaron Rodgers loses. The first thing Patriots fans say when Aaron Rodgers loses a game like that is, oh, well, that's why he's not the GOAT. Tom Brady would have won that game. Tom Brady would have won. What happened? Why y'all ain't win? How's it feel? How does it feel? You know what? This is a taste of what your life is going to be like without Belichick. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Belichick just ups and leaves and retires. This is what your life is going to be like. Tom Brady throwing for a fucking million yards and losing the game because y'all can't get stops. And speaking of which, Bill Belichick is a jerk for not playing Malcolm Butler. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard to root for a guy like Belichick because he's an asshole. Remember when he cut Taekwondo Underwood right before the Super Bowl? And anybody who thinks that he really wasn't going to cut Tom Brady, you're smoking. This guy has no heart and he does not care. So anybody who thinks that he wasn't going to cut Tom Brady for Jimmy G, regardless of what happened this year, you're smoking. And you know what? He deserved to lose. He deserved to not get stops this game because Malcolm Butler won y'all Super Bowl 3 years ago and you treat him like this? First of all, you screw him out his money because he could have went to New Orleans and got a max contract. So you fuck him out his money. Then you bench him. Then you bring in a cornerback who has done nothing for you in Stephen Gilmore. You pay him more than Malcolm Butler. And then you get all the way to the Super Bowl. You don't let that man play a snap. And he won you a Super Bowl 3 years ago. Now, Belichick is a fucking asshole. He's also done this to running backs. I can't even remember the running back name. But you remember the running back that rushed for like 300 yards on the Colts like 4 or 5 years ago? And then I guess he was late for a team meeting earlier that week and we never saw him again. I can't remember that running back's name, but y'all could probably remember. We never saw him again. This is the kind of shit Belichick does. All the players he's cut for no reason, all the players he didn't want to resign. This guy thinks that he's better than everybody, and he thinks that he's the genius, and he thinks everything revolves around him. And you know what, Belichick? You might be right. Because the one time your defense didn't get stops, the one time you didn't look like a genius, you lost in the Super Bowl to Nick Foles. And I know that hurts. Happy days, y'all. Happy days. Is it, doesn't the world feel like a better place when this team loses? When the bad guy finally loses? I mean, damn, because we all know New England is the bad guy. It feels good when the bad guy loses. The movie ended the right way. Nobody wants to see evil prevail over good. Nobody wants to see that. Yankees, we buy players. There's nothing wrong with that. Golden State signed Kevin Durant. He may be a snake, and morally that may be fucked up, but there's still nothing wrong with that. The Patriots, they cheat. Spygate, Deflategate, and God knows what else. They cheat, and they've been punished for it, so it happened. Don't tell me it's not a big deal. When Barry Bonds and Clemens get into the Hall of Fame after using steroids, then we could consider how big of a deal that cheating is. But until then, don't tell me one form of cheating is worse than the other. A cheater is a cheater is a cheater is a damn cheater. That's it. That's all. My name is Fisk Vegas, and I approve this message.